Level Up, a podcast for independent artists navigating the Asian music industry. I'm your host, Giselle Cole. I'm a music journalist, the founder of platform Asian Pop Weekly, and an all-around Mandopop nerd. Join me in taking control of your career as an artist, and I'll show you how to make the most of it. Hey guys, and welcome back yet again to Level Up Podcast. I'm your host, Giselle Cole. I'm the founder of media platform Asian Pop Weekly and also an industry professional who works in the music industry, mostly within Southeast Asia and Greater China. I'm here because I want to teach you guys as independent artists how to best navigate the Asian music industry, be you from overseas or from within Asia but wanting to go into different markets. I think foundation is really important, so that's why I started this podcast, and I'm really happy that you're here to join us on this episode. So this episode, we're going to continue again, still on the PR topic and publicity topic. In the last few episodes, we talked about electronic press kits, and then we talked about sourcing leads for media platforms that you want to reach out to and you want to work with. On this episode, we're going to go more into that still. We are going to talk about how to craft that perfect email to these platforms so that you can get a higher rate of reply and potentially get your foot in the door a lot quicker than you ideally would. So I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to praise myself a little bit. I honestly think that I am great at writing emails, and I think a lot of my friends and my collaborators will probably agree with me on this. It's just that I've spent so long living in Australia and communicating with people in Asia in both Mandarin and English and I'm a very introverted person. So I especially previously I used to rely a lot on email and text to get my ideas across rather than, talking face to face or having calls with people. So it's a double-edged sword because I then became it was a process for me to really become more extroverted and really learn how to articulate myself, just like I'm doing right now on this podcast. But at the same time, it did really teach me how to be really effective in getting my message across in emails, because you only have that one shot sometimes where you're reaching out to someone and you need to try your best to guarantee a highest rate of response possible from them. And when it comes to reaching out to media platforms for features, for interviews, or for whatever, it's the same. And I get so many of these emails all the time. So as a media platform, someone who owns a media platform, I'm going to tell you what I think is the best approach for you to get a response from these platforms that you're wanting to work with. So in the previous episode, we talked about sourcing. Again, it goes back down to you finding the sources or the media platforms that you inherently really feel fit with your brand and your image or your music in some way. So that is really key, because when you are writing these emails to them, the more personalized that you can make it, the better. For myself, I really appreciate it when people spell the name of my platform correctly, when people know that I'm the editor and they write Dear Giselle and team. My pet peeve, it's really petty, but I really dislike it when people put Asia Pop Weekly instead of Asian with an N. I know it's such a grammar Nazi thing, but anyway, it really makes that difference, because it's telling someone that you care about them enough to understand the image that they're putting out, and you really want to communicate to them that you genuinely see some kind of value in what they do, and therefore you want to communicate, you want to collaborate with them, and you want to support them as well in doing that through your content. So that's the first thing. Try and make it personalized as possible. Do your research. I would also be really honest with them on how you feel that your content resonates with their platform. So if you saw that, another one of your really good friends was featured on their platform and you feel you have similar music, you can say that. You can be like, oh, I saw that this so and so was featured on your platform. They're a really great friend of mine. I really love their music and I really love the piece that you did for them. I was really hoping that I could do a feature of the same kind with you guys. That could be a really good opening for you. Or you could say, I've been following your platform for a while now. I really love this piece that you've done. I thought it was great. I like, whatever angle it is, like maybe it's because they really dig deep into what they do, or like because they really, they make the artist really feel at home in these intimate interviews that they do. You should pay them some kind of compliment to make the platform feel like, again, you really do understand what they're going for and you are adding value to the conversation by them reading this email, and not them reading this email and being like, oh, it's just another press release, more work for me. You're paying them the compliment so that they're like, oh, like this made my day, I'm gonna continue reading. We work in the music industry, it's all about stroking ego sometimes, am I right? So those are the first two tips. And then the next tip is to then be very, very straightforward about what you want, which is, I would suggest you to really, when you're doing your research about this platform, you can look at what they're doing, what kinds of articles they do, or what kinds of collaborations they typically do, and where you see yourself fitting into that. So if they do mainly podcasts, don't ask them to write you an interview. That's just not gonna fly with them. You should make it as easy as possible for them to look at that and be like, this artist really understands our brand and I feel it's a really easy fit. Make it easy for them to accept that you have your foot in this door and to open that door for you. So yeah, do your research, look into what kinds of articles they have, what kinds of formats, and then be like, I thought it would be really cool if I could be a part of this format. I could even do like a DJ mix. You can even, if you're really, really invested, you could also add on top of that idea, give the idea even more value so that you're kind of like pitching it to them, and then it makes it very, very hard for them to say no. And my last tip for these emails is to make sure that all the information needed is in these emails. So I think this is where the electronic press kit becomes really, really important, because if you're writing an email to them and you're saying, I really wish to work with you guys on this because my new single is coming out, but you don't even attach the single MP3 file to the email. It's happened so many times, I cannot even tell you. It's like, then the media platform or like the editor will have to be like really, really, really interested to want to reach back out to you and be like, this is really great, but like, can you send me the file? You know what I mean? But don't let it get to that point. You should have everything ready. You should have the press release in there. You should have the song file in there. You should have your artist bio in there. You should have all your social medias linked, or if you have some kind of kit that they can check out, all of that should be in there. Every bit of information that you share with them, or that you refer to in your email body, like for example, if you're talking about a new single, or you're talking about a show you have upcoming, all that information needs to be available in that email, so you can first of all capture their interest right then and there and cut the bullcrap, and then second of all, make it really, really, really easy for them to have all the information they need to make a decision on the spot, because they receive so many of these emails every single day. The best thing that you can do is to put it in front of them, let them make a decision that's easy, that they see is easy, then they will reply you and kick things off with you. So those are my 4 top tips for writing a great email. Please be articulate as possible, and if you feel that you are not a very articulate person and you're worried about that, then just be genuine. I'm sure anyone can be genuine in the way that they write their emails. But try not to go on too long as well. Just keep it to maybe 3 or 4 paragraphs. Make sure all the information needed is there. And in terms of the structure of the email, first of all, introduce yourself. Second of all, pay them a compliment. Third of all, tell them what you want. And fourth, include all the important information that they need to make their decision. And then sign off and, be nice about it. So yeah, wasn't that easy? This is something that I feel very passionate about because I write so many emails every day. I read so many emails every day. I think it's, again, just like I said in the last episode, it's important for artists to understand how to do this for themselves so that they understand when stuff is getting done and when stuff is not getting done, right? So I think that this is super helpful, not only in the context of sending out publicity emails, but even pitching for shows, pitching for like brand collaborations, all of that. This is going to come in real handy. So hope this was really helpful for you. Again, as I mentioned all the time, we have our Level Up podcast over on Patreon, and it would really mean a lot to us if you could subscribe and show us your support so that we know that what we're doing is valuable. We'll have the supplementary worksheets and all the materials up on there. And yeah, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and also on YouTube on Asian Pop Weekly for all updates about us. So thank you so much for listening, and I'll level up with you again next time. Bye-bye. The Level Up podcast is brought to you jointly by Blossoming Bridge Creative and Asian Pop Weekly. Be sure to follow on our socials at Asian Pop Weekly, and also check out our website if you're looking for more Mandarin or Asian music content. If you like what you're hearing on this podcast, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and we'll see you on the next one.